My dear students, today I am going to discuss rules to ask questions starting with whom. That is part 1 under Learn English through Tamil Foundation course. Dr.R.G is taking class for you. Vetri welcomes you. Now, under this, you must know that we know the interrogative sentences we have already discussed in all the classes. There are 3 types. So let me give now. A sentence that asks a question is called interrogative sentence. A sentence that asks a question is called interrogative sentence. Normally, we are using the following types to ask questions. WH questions, yes or no questions, and tag questions. So what we are discussing is WH questions. That means starting with WH, like what, when, where, who, whom, whose, why, and how, which also it is included. So we are discussing one by one. Now I am coming for whom as a starting sentence. Okay. So under interrogative sentences, WH questions are questions that begin with words that typically start with WH, except how. How this will be reversed. H will come front, W will come last. They are used to gather information about a specific topic. Important WH words used to ask questions are 1, what, when, where, which, who. Up to this we have already discussed. Now today I am going to discuss whom. Still we have to discuss whose, who, why, and how we have to discuss. So let me go further. Each WH questions word serves a specific purpose and helps to elicit detailed information. They are fundamental in both written and spoken communication for clarifying, understanding, and obtaining necessary detail. Here, whom question is normally used to know the person, just like who. The only difference is who means yar. Who means yar. Who means yarai. That is the only difference. In Tamil, who yar, who means yarai. That is the little difference is there. Now, as usual, we have 4 possibility of formula to frame the interrogative sentences. One is whom plus main verb, subject is rarely possible. That is not possible. Whom plus subject plus main verb sentence is not possible. Whereas, whom plus auxiliary verb as main verb plus subject is possible. In this case, whom is responsible for this work? Whom is responsible for this work? The another one, formula, 4th one, whom plus auxiliary verb as helping verb plus main verb plus subject is possible. Whom is the email addressed to me. So this is auxiliary verb. Then addressed main verb plus subject is there, to me. Kindly follow. So now I am going to discuss starting from all auxiliary verb using, because mainly when we are using WH questions, we cannot use main verb. We have to use only auxiliary verb depending upon the nature. So auxiliary verb, already there are 5 types: be verbs, do verbs, has verb, will, shall, may, can verbs. The correspondingly would, should, could, might. There are 5. Among the 5, first 3 types are called primary auxiliaries. The second 2 types are called secondary auxiliary. Secondary auxiliary we will also known as modal verb. So modal verb we cannot use in this case. Kindly follow. Because when we are the modal verb, simply we cannot use, but along with the main verb it will come. Whereas here, the primary, that is first 3, be, do, has, will act as a main verb as well as auxiliary verb. That is the most important. Whereas the modal verb will not act as a main verb, it will always act as a auxiliary verb. Kindly follow. That is the, now let me start now. Question number 1. Whom is she meeting today? Whom is she meeting today? 2. Whom is he waiting for? அவன் யாருக்காக காத்து கொண்டிருக்கிறான்? யாருக்காக? Next. Whom is Sita going to invite to the party? Whom is Sita going to invite to the party? Whom is Ram talking to on the phone? யாருடன் ராம் யாருடன் போனில் பேசிக் கொண்டிருக்கிறார்? யார்? யாருடைய? 5. Whom is he planning to visit this weekend? Okay. Next. 5 more. Who is he thinking about the right now? Whom is he considering for this job? Whom is she asking for help? Whom is she writing that email to? Whom is she sharing this information with? Kindly follow. In all the cases, it is acting as an auxiliary verb. Main verb is thinking, considering, asking, writing, sharing. These are all the main verb. Please follow. Next. Now I'll go for the auxiliary verb, or I will use for with whom. Number 1. Whom are you meeting today? இன்றைக்கு நீ யாரை சந்திக்கிறாய்? சந்தித்துக் கொண்டிருக்கிறாய். Whom are you waiting for? நீ யாருக்காக காத்து கொண்டிருக்கிறாய்? Whom are they going to invite to the party? Whom are you talking to on the phone? Whom are you planning to visit this weekend? So always the are as the auxiliary verb, the main verb meet, wait, go, talk, plan. The next one. Whom are you thinking about right now? Whom are you considering for this job? Whom are you asking for help? Whom are you writing that email to? Whom are you sharing this information with? Again, in all the cases, are is the auxiliary verb and main verb think, consider, ask, write, share. These are all main verb. Now, the corresponding be verb positive, that is the past tense I will use now. Is past tense was or past tense were. So for is, was I will use here. Kindly follow. Whom was he talking to yesterday? அவன் யாருடன் நேற்று பேசிக்கொண்டிருந்தான்? யாருடன் பேசிக்கொண்டிருந்தான்? Whom was she expecting at the meeting? Whom was she expecting at the meeting? Whom was he planning to hire for the project? Whom was she referring to in her speech? Whom was he supposed to invite? So always was is acting as an auxiliary, main verb talk, expect, plan, refer, suppose. The main verb. The next one. Whom was he thinking about last night? Whom was she blaming for the mistake? Whom was he hoping to meet at the event? Whom was she considering for the film industry? Whom was he discussing in the meeting? In all these sentences, was acting as a auxiliary, main verb think, blame, hope, consider, discuss. These are all main verbs. Please follow. The next past tense were or past tense were I am now using with whom. Whom were you talking to yesterday? Yesterday. Whom were you talking to yesterday? Whom were you expecting at the meeting? Whom were they planning to hire for the project? Whom were you referring to in your speech? Whom were they supposed to invite? So, these are the here all cases where were they acting as a auxiliary, talk, expect, plan, refer, etc. main verb. Now, 5 more sentences. Whom were you thinking about last night? Whom were they blaming for the mistake? Whom were you hoping to meet at the event? Whom were they considering for the film industry? Whom were you discussing in the meeting? As usual, were, W-E-R-E, verb, past tense, is acting as an auxiliary verb. Main verb is think, blame, hope, consider, discuss. It is in the form of the gerund, it is coming. ing is added. Were thinking. Kindly follow. So this is the chapter that I want to discuss with the first auxiliary be verbs. So here I have discussed with the is, are, was, and were. In the next class, I will discuss the remaining verbs, do verbs, has verbs, and the correspondingly the will, shall, can, may, and would, should, might, good, I will use. So see you again in the next class. I am Dr. Gunasekaran. Thank you.